Okay, so welcome Sami and Ramzi. You guys are from Europe, right? Or where you guys located?
Yes, in France.
Okay. Yeah, so just feel free to ask me any questions you guys want to ask, okay?
Yes. Well, um, as I saw, you're doing uh, 1850s Wing Chun, and I wanted to ask about the principles, the basics. What's the difference between the 1850s or the 1960s?
Uh, this one will get you this graph will show you what is the 1850s Wing Chun. Okay, 1 second. So I think I deleted it. So 1 second. So okay, that's easy to do this way. In the 1850s Wing Chun or any other martial art, the Chinese martial art, prior to the 1850s time, you need to learn two things in the martial art. One is the means of fighting, which is based on momentum. Like the boxing, you have the jab, the cross, the hook. Jab, cross, hook is not a technique, it's a momentum in ancient Chinese. It's not how you're working on your hand, but your entire body have to go in, because your body carry the mass. Only hand, you don't have much strength at all. So the entire body go in. So the first thing in the ancient Chinese martial arts for fighting, or the means to fight, one need to learn the momentum type. Like example, the Western boxing, hook, cross, and jab. Now, there's no end to the combinations of this different momentum. And this is only actually for the ancient Chinese Kung Fu is only 30% of the entire thing. Because another 70%, which is supporting this, is your body conditioning. Like today's sports science, you need to have the cardio, the endurance to do the job. So in the ancient Chinese martial art, you always need to have the body conditioning support the momentum. The unique momentum is like a Taekwondo have a Taekwondo uniqueness of momentum on the do round kick, do side kick, front kick, and Western boxing has the uniqueness of momentum doing the jab, the hook, the cross in their fighting. You guys understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And the conditions of Taekwondo is not the same with the conditions with Western boxing. Is it true? Because it's using different type of body type.
Yes.
Okay, so ancient Chinese martial art is always like that. So Wing Chun 1850 is following that thing. In order to study Wing Chun 1850, you need to all know all of this. So there's no such thing as this technique, that techniques, the hand techniques, how this hand technique come to that blocking another hand techniques. Like the boxer, Western boxer, did it block you? Does it block you? You fight a taekwondo guy, does it block you? Do you fight a Thai boxing guy, does it block you, or it just you attack, he attack you too?
Always continuity of momentum. Yeah.
So does your opponent who is playing like who is practicing Western boxing is going to block you according to your hand techniques and counter you, or you throw a punch, they jab you out with the combinations? The same with Thai boxer.
Yeah.
The same with the BJJ practitioner. You throw a punch, they just go to attack you. There is no such thing as blocking or dissolve your hand techniques, because the momentum is the bottom line, not the hand techniques. You can throw 10 punch and people just walk away. Your 10 punch is dissolved. So why is one need to go blocking hand like in the movie when you can just slips away and everything is, you're free to attack him? That's the Chinese martial art since 460 years ago. So Wing Chun 1850 is not a Wing Chun 1850. Why? It's just a name to say that this is how the Wing Chun practice in the Red Boat in the time of 1850s practice. So there are no such thing as Wing Chun 1850. Those are Chinese history. You can understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Today's Wing Chun is a very different thing. So I won't comment on what is today's Wing Chun, but we just present what is the Wing Chun they practice in 1850s or before. So I hope that you understand what is I answer your questions.
Yes.
That clear?
Yes, thank you.
So you cannot use today's Wing Chun's mentality to think on the Wing Chun 1850 or the ancient Wing Chun, because they are different model. Am I right? You guys practice Wing Chun, right?
Yes.
So am I right? That is a completely different thing, because if you throw a punch, I'm not going to want to get the dissolve your punch. That's why the Wing Chun have the saying, come, receive, go, send it away. Come, receive, meaning you come in, I just slips in, like a snake slips in to attack. The entire thing is a momentum deal, but in order for you to play the momentum game, you need to have a body. You cannot just go out there and learn jab, cross, hook, and then you expect that you can fight Mike Tyson. Because 70% of the Mike Tyson is his body, am I right?
Yeah.
So this is reality of martial arts. The entire martial art is like that.
Yes.
Since 460 years ago, the Chinese teaching of the general Qi Ji Guang and today's MMA is the same, living the same world. It's like this iPhone and Android phone. Disregard is iPhone or Android phone, you can talk. Because it's living in the same the wireless paradigm. Now this phone is not something which is something which is from the Mars. We have no idea what it is. Okay, so if a Martian call you, well, he's belong to other world. But any phone, you have a Samsung phone, Nokia phone, Motorola phone, Apple phone, you can call each other. So it's like today, Western boxing, karate, BJJ, taekwondo, Thai boxing, they all can talk to each other because they have the same common world. But today's Chinese Kung Fu have already living in somewhere else where it doesn't compatible with the phone system today anymore. Am I right?
Yeah.
when
said
you
like
know,
it's concept based.
yeah, so in terms of fighting, the ancient of the Chinese, since General Qi Gong is talking about momentum. Now you look at all the other martial arts, all momentum. Nobody talk about qi, jing, or the strength, or the mind power, and hand techniques. So the hand techniques in Chinese martial art today is very different than hook, cross, jab, or round kick. Because all those hook, jab, cross, round kick, and takedown all is the momentum based. The Chinese have a different system. You majority of the Chinese, so-called Chinese Kung Fu, have a different system, which is based on hand techniques. These techniques dissolve that techniques, and then I can strike in that technique, and then I have this magical power. That's what the Chinese martial art world live in, the platform it live in, which is a very different. So 1850s or the ancient Wing Chun is actually, it's like another phone, Nokia or Sony phone. You can talk here. So hope that this answer all your question, and is that clear?
Yes, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, please. Can I ask what has changed since you explained to us that in the old technique they probably also focused on the physical strength, which is the 70%, and the right movement, and not only by practicing the movements. They also considered physical strength, which is also a factor. But what has changed between the old way and the new way to make it not efficient?
Well, I will not say that efficient or not. I will say that it's completely go into different directions. So what happened is that up to the Chinese have the Opium War, 1840s. And after that, many Chinese at the Qing dynasty, they have give up the Chinese culture. Same with the Chinese Kung Fu. And so as Wing Chun in 1850, they fought the uprising with the Taiping uprising. Okay, you can heard about that. You can read about it in history. And it turns out that the British like helping the Qing dynasty, so it ended up that the Taiping, the uprising people lost. So at the same time, the Chinese, a lot of Chinese have already give up on Chinese culture. And of course, their propaganda over at that time tried to destroy Chinese culture by evidence, okay? Foreign power involving. And also, the guy who do uprising, like the Wing Chun ancestor, most of them died. The elite, they died in the uprising. At that time is, if you get caught that you're joining the anti-Qing, guess what happened? They're gonna kill you, your family, your parents' family, your wife family, your teacher's family. So this is a fact. The Qing going to do that. And then one account is in the at that time in Canton. At first, if people get beheaded because they're anti-Qing, they just took their head to the Qing. After they execute, they collect money. It goes as bad as they don't even have the container to take the head, and they just kill you, beheaded you. They just take your ear to the Qing official to claim money. You know how bad, how sad is that?
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of good people died. Now, after this uprising, many, only very little Wing Chun people left. They go into hiding. Because if you get caught, all this family related to you go. Even your teacher's family will go, and all these families go. So they go away. Now, in the same time, there's a group of people who is no longer the anti-Qing, because I mean the Qing is looking for you, like wanted, right? Like it looked at them at that time is like terrorists. Okay. So the Qing win the war, and then it just go kill everybody. Okay, and so there's a group of people who is, we don't know is related or not related to Wing Chun, or how is close related, start to have to go into the Qing side, and then they start to create their own Wing Chun stuff. Okay. So that's where the opium and everything come in, because the anti-Qing is, hey, opium is no, because opium destroyed the Chinese livelihood at that time. So one of the things of the anti-Qing is to get rid of opium. So like if you at that time in the history, like the Wing Chun, you have the Hong Seng Choi Lei Fat also is in the actually is leading in that in the anti-Qing. They are training the Taiping army. You don't take opium, you don't touch those kind of stuff, because you know that's bad for your country and for your people. So the Wing Chun, after that uprising, is going to hiding, and then by the record we know is by 1870. There's a record on writing on the so-called Wing Chun today. There's on another group of the actor of the opera, which is no longer the opera in the 1840s. They start to have their own stuff. So that is no longer the same with what is in the 1850, which is from the following the ancient Chinese, like General Qi Ji Guang. Okay, so hope that this will explain to you what's going on. And of course, people take this one 1870s content of so-called Wing Chun as they like it. They evolve it until today, and in 60 years ago, after Bruce Lee's time, it evolved even more. It created a lot of things out, but it is going out a different direction already. So hopefully this share with you, this is what I'm saying here can be backed by history. Not that I like to say or put down anybody, because we in this channel we don't do that. We only want to clear out what is or what is not. And we don't say that the Wing Chun today is no good, but we just say that it is a different thing already. It's not following what the ancient Chinese. So hope that this is clear for you, Ramzi.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
So anything else? Hope that, it's clear thing for you. And
Yes. I wanted to ask about the training. How do you train the body? How do you do the conditioning? What kind of exercises do you
well,
practice?
this is as I shared the other day. Where is my stuff? You practically in today's language have the three group. The deep recovery or nurture qi, the helping the body's blood and breathing circulations, and the body activity and the endurance, 3 group. And the 3 group, it always come with a sequence. One need to have this recovery part developed, and then in today we call this aerobic based type of training. This is in today's language is a recovery type of training, aerobic based training, and then the endurance training. So this is the heart rate, percentage of heart rate, how it is belong to. And it belong in also, it consists of all this physical, mind, breathing, chi, force flow, and momentum. Okay, and at this training on top, you need to be able to handle the full accelerated impulse momentum. Meaning when you fight, you have to drive your body like Mike Tyson. So today, this part, you can using Western scientific fitness tracker to track it. So all this training, this is the endurance training, this is the recovery training, this is the cardiorespiratory base or aerobic base, and or strengthen your muscle a little bit and so forth. So there are 3 types. Without this 3 training, you don't have the conditions to learn the fighting, which is a momentum base. So like today, if you don't have the aerobic base, you're going to run into aerobic deficiency syndrome. And then if you don't have recovery, you can die by overtraining. So this is how the ancient training here, like the nurture chi and sing chi, 7 bowls and impulse, and map into today's language. So hope that that's clear. So it's not just technique. Techniques is useless. It doesn't work.
Mhm.
So in the ancient, there's a saying that if without the breathing training, in the ancient say that without the breathing training, even the magical techniques will not work, will not function. That is what the descriptions of saying the externally train the sinews, bone, and muscle, internally train the breath. Without that base, it simply won't work. So it's never just a techniques. Techniques cannot do anything.
Yes.
So breathing is like the inner combustion engine of your car.
Yeah. Something I'd like to ask Hendrik. So according to ancient Kung Fu, the set also has to cover these types of trainings, right?
What the set, when you play a set, the set design, if it is a martial art, the set design will consist of all this 3 types of training. So say, for example, 1850s Xiu Lim Tao, Wing Chun Xiu Lim Tao, it covered this. And it is, the set cover like the recovery, and then the aerobic base and the endurance training. For example, you guys all train Xiu Lim Tao, right?
Yes.
Okay. So like in Xiu Lim Tao, you see that after you do one practice, you always put your hand back to under your armpit, right? What is that? That's recovery.
Mhm.
If you practice your techniques slowly, that is your aerobic based training. If you use full strength, that is the endurance training. So it's up to you to tailor, to train, to tailor your own training. The set over there have all these 3 types, but you need to know when are you going to train that set. Say if you today you're just sick, you have a COVID, you're not going to train the endurance. You're going to recover and then move your hand around, really low aerobic zone training, just to make sure that your blood circulations and so forth. But in a good day, when you are strong and everything, you're going to go recovery and go punch, striking, exerting your force as strong as possible. So that's how the training is. It's not like you follow me, I do it this way, and someday you get a magic power. No, you have to develop this trait. Do you understand what I'm sharing?
Yeah.
So you need to train. Okay, I learned the shooting power sets. So like in the shooting power sets, it have all kind of writing. That's why. Say I just pull out the shooting power writing of 1850. Okay, take a snapshot if you guys want. This is the book Wing Chun Inception. So over here it said, okay, single and double horizontal press according to breathing, embracing and sinking, split the force horizontally. Now, you can train this in terms of circulations or in terms of exerting force. Am I right? You understand what I'm talking about? Now, when you come to this, following natural, spontaneously, the energy will flow in a peaceful and balanced way. You know this recovery. Right? Like following natural spontaneously, following the nature spontaneously, the chi will flow in a peaceful and balanced way. Or it say here, spiral twisting naturally, following the breath and the directions of the chi. You know all this if you do it in the for the what do you call it, for the aerobic base, you're not going to exert a lot of force. But if you're using for the exerting, then you start to have to be able to breathe like the Western boxer. When you punch, you have to exhale according to that. But if you're just doing the for the warm up, for the circulation, then you don't have to do that high intensity. So you practice the same set, but you need to be able to handle the different intensity and also based on your that day's conditions. Otherwise, you're going to damage your body. Hope that I clear this.
So it has to be scientific all the way, or else you might risk to cause yourself injury or damage.
The issue right now is, what is the result? Scientific or not is a different story. Now, what is the result you get? And being scientific is good because scientific can guarantee your result or the outcome of your training. Without all things quantized, like I quantized for you, there are 3 types of training in your sets, and you need to train according your body condition, and then you can measure your heart rate. Without that, if I just say, go train, how the hell you know what it is? And how is this going to apply to support? Remember the fighting means?
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about? then it doesn't match up. So this is what the reality that we have to face. Or else you say, well, I'm going to sitting down there, just practicing the Xiu Lim Tao, and then some days you will become, you'll be able to fight. Well, wait a minute, what is your body condition? What is your VO2 max? Or you say, well, I can practice this internal Xiu Lim Tao, then I can make my body healthy. Then you ask the questions. Wait a minute. How is this help you to recover your body?
Yes.
How do you know? How do you know it works to recover your body? And how do you know it works to help you on your endurance or your circulations? So without this, is entire thing gap. I just like it's like I sell you a phone. I sell you a phone. I don't give you the instruction, and I say you just believe me. Okay, this will call out to friends from USA, and then this will show message and everything, but I never give you instructions. I never give you how to do it. And I just say, you just go own this. You just own this and figure out yourself. Will it work?
No.
It will just be interpretations.
Or say you just try it long enough, you will get it. Okay. Will you buy that?
No. And you might break it along the way while trying.
So right now this is an issue. The issue is now it has to go scientific, or else we really don't know what we are doing. That's why I have to base everything on science and history. It's not my opinion, and it's no point to put down anybody to say who is right, who is wrong. The issue is that can you produce this phone? Can you give instructions to your customer? What is this phone going to do and how to use it properly? You cannot say, I call my mom today. It works, but after 5 minutes, I want to call my wife. It doesn't work. So it's unreliable. So we have 4 minutes left. Any more questions?
Yes, please. If no one else have a question, I wanted to ask if there are different techniques between I will call it the old Wing Chun and the Wing Chun that we know in terms of technique, maybe forms, or is there any different way to do them, or it's just a question of conditioning and the body behind it and science and maybe you know the theory of
Okay,
of how to react.
So this is the issue. iPhone designed with iOS. You have to practice according to the instructions. Like I just showed you just now in the Wing Chun Inception, the writing there. Those are the instructions or the manual of the iPhone. It is per design. You have to follow the design to get result. Okay. So by today, if we are not design engineer, we have no way to know what it is, but follow whatever the instructions. So there are level of design engineer and level of the user. And most people who study Wing Chun or Chinese martial is only in the user grade. Make sure you be able to use the phone repeatable with quality. That's the number one. If you go up to the design engineer level, there's a different level. People can change things, but there's a different level. So right now is everything need to follow the instructions come with the iPhone or come with the sets, or else you will never get anything. And or else you will not be able to understand anything, because if I say techniques, I just ask a simple question: how do you breathe? Do you know how to breathe when you do your Xiu Lim Tao? If you never even train in the breathing, so how can that thing works? It's as fundamental as that. But with the instructions, you will have the instructions that you need to develop this before, like you have to start the car engine, the combustion system, before you can drive the car out. You cannot talk about driving the car without knowing that and having that combustion system. Am I clear with this?
Yes.
So we have only 1 more minute.
So it's a holistic and comprehensive, systematic way of learning. That's the ancient way.
It's not the ancient way, it's the way how to make things happen. Or else I don't know what we are learning.
Exactly.
So this is for you guys all today. You know, if you have more questions, you know, next time we can come back and discuss, you know. So anybody, like I told you the other day, anyone can come directly asking me. I'm going to answer to everyone directly. Okay. So hope that what I share with you guys today, it makes sense for you. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So that's all for today. Thanks. See you
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.
Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.